What's going on, everybody? You're watching the Green Bay Packers Report, and it is time for our weekly mailbag segment. And with that, let's go ahead and get straight into your questions. First one coming from Daddy Logs. Who is the player you want the Packers to trade for the most? Great question. So at the current recording of this video, the NFL trade deadline is just under 3 weeks away, and the Packers have yet to make a move. If they were to make a move, here's 5 guys I would want them to make a move for. Number 5, Kevin Zeitler. He is on a 1-year deal with the Tennessee Titans. He's an older guy, right? You wouldn't get him for pretty much any time after this season. Feels like it'd probably be an 11-game rental. But with the state of your right guard situation with Sean Rhyan, I think it's worth it. Zeitler, like I said, he's an older guy, but he is so reliable. He's so consistent. And we all know the Titans are going to be sellers. Speaking of sellers, we all know the Browns are usually sellers at this time of the year as well. How about Shelby Harris, interior defensive lineman? He's not going to give you anything unbelievable. He's not a Jeffrey Simmons, Dexter Lawrence type game wrecker. But what he would give you is solid depth, solid play, and I think that's kind of what you're looking for in the interior of this defensive line. When you traded for Micah Parsons and traded away Kenny Clark, you got better out on the edge to have less depth in the interior. I think that was a fine trade, but I'd like to get some of that depth back. I think Shelby Harris could give you that. Riq Woolen would be my third option. I just think you need a little bit of help in the cornerback room, and I think Riq Woolen could be a good option to give you that. I'm not in love with the price tag that would come with him, but I do think he'd be a good player. I think he'd be great in this scheme. And I think the first couple weeks of this season may have been a little bit of fool's gold when it comes to the secondary. Would like to see them get a little bit more pieces in that room. Joel Bitonio would be another guy I'd be really interested in. He's younger. He's a guard as well. Sean Rhyan, he seems to be a problem. He's had a horrible season so far. I think you need to get better. Right there, final one, Roger McCreary. He is currently with the Tennessee Titans, very similar to Kevin Zeitler. Both of them are probably going to be sold anytime soon because that's just what the Titans do. He's young, he's cheap, he's good. I would really, really be interested in giving Tennessee a call and seeing how they'd feel about trading. I want to know, do you want the Packers to make a trade at the deadline? If you do, make sure to do me one big favor, hit that thumbs up button and show me that way by liking today's video. Up next from Ryan Miller. Will the Packers get better over time? It is worrying. Yes, I think they will. Look, it's been an interesting year so far. After the first 2 weeks of the season, after beating the Lions, beating the Commanders, 2 teams that won, I think, 17 combined games last season? Unbelievable. You beat both of them. You think you're going to win the Super Bowl, and then you get mega humbled by losing to the Browns. You tie week 4 to the Cowboys. You get back in the win column in week 6. It's just been a roller coaster ride so far. Things are going to be fine. Everything's going to figure itself out. It's all going to be okay. This team's going to keep improving. I think a lot of times we like to make reactions and we like to make statements after games, when in reality, Josh Pate says it like this. A lot of times, people judge things by water on a plate, not by honey. When you have water on a plate and you tilt it, that water goes right off of it. That's how a lot of people judge these seasons based after certain games. That's what we did at the first 2 weeks. We judged it really quickly. This team's going to win the Super Bowl. Did the same thing after you played the next 2 weeks and tied and lost. But you want to judge these things like honey, where if you tilt that plate, it slowly comes down. Basically, what I'm saying, you don't want to jump the gun. Ice Bowl 67 coming up next. Should the Packers sign Stephon Gilmore? Great question. I think that Stephon Gilmore would be a great option for this cornerback room. And he's currently still available free agency, which tells me that he's probably going to be cheap. I get it. There's a lot of people that might not want Stephon Gilmore because he's old and because they believe because he's still available, he's probably not good anymore. And he's not what he used to be. He's not as athletic. He's not near as fast, not near as quick, but he is so smart. And I just feel like at this point in the cornerback room, I'm just looking for bodies and guys I could rely on. I think Stephon Gilmore is that guy. Should the Packers sign Stephon Gilmore? You let me know by giving me a yes or a no in the comment section down below. Simple answer for a simple question. Y'all weigh in for me. Quantum Leaper 8083 said, will someone above LaFleur pull rank and get rid of the special teams coach when it's been horrendous for this guy's entire tenure? It's insanity. And you know what they say about that. Come on, LaFleur. You are better than this. I could not agree more with Quantum Leaper right there. If you look at the last 5 years, hell, if you look at the last decade of special teams in Green Bay, it has been horrendous. But Versace has only been here for like the last half decade. So let's just look at those numbers. 31st, 26th, 28th, 32nd, 31st. Guys, that is horrible. I am just so confused why this team, why this franchise is so consistently bad when it comes to special teams. I agree. This is not a Matt LaFleur decision. This is a Brian Gutekunst decision. This needs to be a Brian Gutekunst decision because it's causing you to not only, play your best, it's causing you to lose games and to tie games. Both of those games, you had an extra point blocked in return. That's a 3-point swing. You had a field goal blocked. That's a 3-point swing as well. Next up from Demon Don Legs. Do you think the Packers will win the NFC North? I do. For multiple reasons. I think it's a two-horse race between them and Detroit. And Detroit's going to have to play a first-place schedule. And you look, and you're going to have to only play a third-place schedule. And right now, the Packers have the best odds. They're sitting at -115. Lions at +160. Bears and Vikings both tied at +1100. You've beaten the Lions in the head-to-head already. I know you got to go on the road the next time you play them. But still, I just think your schedule is a little bit easier to end out the rest of the season than theirs is. I think you are a better and a more well-rounded team than they are. You're definitely better defensively. They might have more offensive weapons, but hey, at the end of the day, give me the Packers to win the NFC North. Before we go any further with today's show, I got to tell you about my favorite sponsor that we've got. It's our great friends at Underdog. Football season is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. I'm going to cut to the chase. If you download the app today and sign up with promo code Packers Report, you score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. Playing on Underdog is so easy. You just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Speaking of getting picks right, here are my Underdog picks for Sunday's game against the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the higher on Josh Jacobs, 14.5 yards for his longest rush. Give me the higher on Tucker Kraft, 6.5 first quarter receiving yards. Go ahead, give me the higher on Trey McBride receiving touchdowns. Download the app today. Sign up with promo code Packers Report. Score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Packers Report. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in any state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. We got two more questions to go. This one coming up from Sports Prods 22. How many trades do you think we'll do at the deadline? It's a good question. If I had to guess, engage, don't forget to reset that baseline. If I had to guess, I would say that the Packers trade away more players than they trade for. Everything I'm hearing right now, the current recording of this video, the Green Bay Packers have a lot of players that people are interested in. Teams have made calls on Rashawn Gary. Teams have made calls on Kingsley Enagbare. Teams have made calls on the wide receivers. Like, there have been a lot of teams that have picking up the phone and calling Brian Gutekunst and saying, hey, look, we like what you have. Can you give us it? I think they end up making, if I had to put a number on, I think one. I think the Green Bay Packers trade away somebody. I don't know who that is. If I had to guess right now, it'd be Kingsley and Ibari. I don't think they're going to trade away with Sean Gary. Maybe if they get blown away by an offer for a wide receiver, then they would do that. But I think they just make one trade. And if they make one, I don't think they'll make two. I think it's either one or three. Daddy Logs coming up next. Do you think the Packers trade Sean Rhyan? I hope so, Daddy Logs. Look, Sean Rhyan has probably been your worst player so far in the 2025 season. Your worst starter in the 2025 season. He's been bad. He's been very, very, very bad. And I, like I talked about at the beginning of this video, just feel like there's something you got to do about it. Whether that's trade for somebody or trade him away, I don't know. You need to get better at that right guard spot. Because once this offensive line is fully healthy again, and Zach Tom is back 100%, and Rasheed Walker, I know he's been playing, but he's back to fully 100%, I'd feel a lot more confident in this group. But what I'm seeing so far from Sean Rhyan, it does not give me a ton of confidence in him. Thanks for 2 questions, Daddy Logs. That's going to do it. Make sure you follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. That is the only way you can be a part of these mailbags because we throw them out there, community posts, usually on Tuesdays. And if you subscribe, then you'll see when we post. Then you can get your questions in. Hit that sub button right now.